When the details of Irishwoman John Ty were added to the Portuguese police's database of missing people recently, it was a day of mixed feelings for her family. The decision to upload her details to the database last Monday came just days ahead of the third anniversary of the Cavan woman's disappearance on July 13, 2020. For the past 3 years, the Thai family have been pushing for action from the Portuguese police to pursue John's case, who was 38 years old when she was last seen in Parade near Lisbon. She was on her second visit to the area that year and had booked a flight on July 12 to return home to Ireland. However, she has not been seen since leaving the Help Yourself hostel in the tourist resort the following afternoon, July 13. She was expected to return to the hostel that night, but did not. She had been seen leaving the hostel by a hostel worker, and that hostel worker has claimed that Jean left with a Brazilian man. Jean is a keen traveler who lived abroad previously and is the middle of 5 children. Her sister Leona has traveled to Portugal on a number of occasions since her disappearance to meet Portuguese police in a bid to have her case treated as that of a missing person. Leona stresses that she does not believe that her sister just decided to live a new life without contact with her family, as has been suggested on occasions. And while she is relieved that her case has finally been included in the database of missing persons in Portugal, Leona is realistic in her approach to the development. She desperately wants a public appeal for information by the police, which has not yet happened. She says, "We are just hoping and praying that something will happen that will spark a chain of events that will lead to John's recovery. At the end of the day, we don't have the in-depth analysis on John's social media accounts." Leona says that the social media companies have told the family that information about her use of them can be made available on receipt of a request from an authority. However, no such request has been made by the Portuguese police as yet. She adds, "We don't have the basics here. We don't have the bank account records or the social media account records. No public media appeal. How are you going to find somebody without that information? There needs to be a public appeal made out in Portugal." When Leona was informed on Monday, July 3, that Jean's case was registered to the missing persons database, she says it was a tough thing to process. On the one hand, she questioned how it took 3 years to reach this stage, while also feeling that it was a very sad day to see her sister's profile on the website. She says, "We are all very deflated. The message to us is loud and clear that Jane is not important because otherwise we would have this information about her, and it is very, very sad." She fears that a ton of information, which could have been gleaned in the early days after John's disappearance, has been lost because of the delay in registering the case on the missing persons website. Among the other missing people listed on the site is British girl Madeleine McCann, who disappeared in Praia da Luz in 2007. Last Thursday, masses were held in Joan's native Cavan and in Stanthony's church in Estoril, close to where she was last seen. Leona says that prayers are regularly offered to Lisbon-born Stanthony, the patron saint for the recovery of lost items, in the hope that Jean can be traced. The Mass in Estoril was organized by neighbors who were on holidays in the area, and they also handed out flyers locally to highlight John's story. In a statement, the department told the Irish Examiner this week, "The Department of Foreign Affairs is aware of this case and is providing consular assistance to the family. As with all missing person cases, the responsibility for investigation lies with the relevant policing authority. The Embassy of Ireland in Lisbon will continue to provide support and engagement with the Portuguese authorities." The department does not comment on the details of individual consular cases. The judicial police in Portugal have been contacted for comment.